From alien invasions to parallel universes, from cyberpunk hackers to dystopian futures, sci-fi isn't just a genre, it's a mind-bending ride through the unknown. In today's video, we're diving into the latest and greatest sci-fi series that have taken the world, and especially the US audience, by storm. These shows don't just entertain, they challenge the way we see the world, mixing action, mystery, and cutting-edge ideas that will keep you thinking long after the credits roll. So buckle up, hit that subscribe button, and get ready for a tour of the best new sci-fi series you absolutely can't miss. When the line between man and machine blurs, that's when you know the story isn't just a story, it's a warning. And RZR is exactly that kind of warning, a show that'll make you stop and think. It all kicks off with Grimm, a former soldier turned hacker. He develops a cranial processor and tests it on himself, but the experiment drags him into a spiral of pain and addiction. Now Grimm's caught in a deadly web, where every step brings a new danger, from black market crime to AI and neural implants. Meanwhile, Detective Thompson is hot on Grimm's trail, and their clash takes the story to a whole new level. What makes this series stand out? A unique cyberpunk meets thriller vibe, a dark dystopian future, the use of Web3 tech, blockchain, and NFTs, and a fresh twist in every episode. With an IMDb rating of 7.5/10 and streaming exclusively on Galafilm, RZR delivers 8 gripping episodes packed with tension and surprises. The cast features David Bianchi, Mena Suvari, Danny Trejo, and Richard Cabral, with direction by Yuri Alves and Daniel J. Pico. It dropped on April 14th, 2024. When the world ends, survival isn't just about staying alive, it's about figuring out what's worth living for. And Fallout dives headfirst into that question, blending dark humor, brutal action, and twisted morality. The story drops us into a post-apocalyptic world, 200 years after nuclear bombs turned Earth into a wasteland. We follow Lucy, a young woman raised inside a luxurious underground vault, who's forced to step outside into the brutal, chaotic world above. Out there, she meets all kinds of survivors, violent raiders, mutant creatures, and ruthless bounty hunters. But the real danger? The lies and corruption that tore the world apart in the first place. Alongside Lucy, we follow Maximus, a young soldier from the Brotherhood of Steel, and the Ghoul, a gunslinger with a dark past and a killer sense of humor. Their paths collide in ways that change everything. What makes this series a must-watch? A perfect mix of dark comedy, action, and survival. Stunning world building straight from the hit video game. Iconic elements like power armor, vault tech, and mutated creatures. A fresh take on morality, where no one's purely good or evil. With an IMDb rating of 8.6/10 and streaming now on Prime Video, Fallout delivers 8 explosive episodes that fans and newcomers alike are raving about. It premiered on April 10th, 2024, and it's already a fan favorite. What if the greatest threat to humanity wasn't even from Earth? That's the terrifying question at the heart of Three Body Problem, a mind-bending sci-fi epic that'll keep you hooked from start to finish. The story begins in China during the Cultural Revolution, where a secret military project makes first contact with an alien civilization. Decades later, brilliant scientists across the globe are dying mysteriously, and a small group of scientists and detectives must uncover the truth. What they discover is chilling. An alien species called the Trisolarans, facing extinction on their own chaotic planet, has set its sights on Earth, and they've been quietly influencing human society for years. At the center of it all, we follow Jin, a brilliant nanotech scientist, Saul, an eccentric theoretical physicist, and Will, a billionaire facing his own mortality. Together, they face impossible choices, as humanity's survival hangs in the balance. Why this series is a game changer: a thrilling blend of science, philosophy, and suspense, stunning visual effects, and jaw-dropping world building, deep, complex characters facing impossible moral dilemmas, big ideas, first contact, survival, betrayal, and the fate of civilizations. With an IMDb rating of 8.0/10 and streaming on Netflix, Three Body Problem delivers 8 gripping episodes packed with mystery, drama, and cosmic stakes. The cast includes Giovanna Depo, Eiza Gonzalez, John Bradley, and Benedict Wong. It premiered in March 2024, and it's already sparked global buzz. In a universe full of infinite possibilities, what happens when your reality starts to break apart? That's the chilling premise of Dark Matter, a mind-bending sci-fi thriller that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about reality. The story kicks off with Jason, a brilliant physicist who discovers a way to travel between parallel universes. But when a malfunction during one of his experiments sends him spiraling into an alternate reality, he's faced with a shocking truth. In this universe, he's not the person he thought he was. His life has been altered in ways he can't understand. Now Jason must navigate a chaotic web of alternate versions of himself, each with their own motivations, secrets, and agendas. The deeper he goes into the mystery, the more dangerous the consequences become, and he realizes that changing his past might have catastrophic effects on the present. Along the way, Jason's life becomes entangled with other brilliant minds, like Dr. Evelyn Cross, a fellow scientist who holds the key to his salvation, or destruction, and Ethan Drake, a rogue version of himself who's willing to do anything to stop him. What makes this series unmissable? A deep dive into parallel universes and alternate realities, intense, high-stakes suspense, action, and mystery, complex characters forced to confront their own identities, stunning visual effects, and a mind-bending narrative that keeps you guessing. With an IMDb rating of 8.1/10 and streaming now on Apple TV+, In a universe of endless power struggles, one prophecy could change everything. And Dune Prophecy isn't just another space saga. It's a thrilling, high-stakes adventure that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. Set in the epic Dune universe, this series takes us back to the origins of the Bene Gesserit, a secretive sisterhood with immense political power and control over the universe's future. We follow young Siona, a chosen one with the ability to manipulate genetic lines and shape the fate of entire worlds. But power comes at a price, and Siona must navigate a treacherous political landscape, as forces within the Emperor's court, the Fremen, and rival factions all have their eyes on her. Along the way, we meet iconic characters from the Dune saga, like Lady Jessica and Leto Atreides, as their destinies intertwine with the future of Arrakis, the desert planet that holds the universe's most precious resource, the spice melange. What makes this series stand out? A deep dive into the origins of the Bene Gesserit, incredible world building that expands the Dune universe, intense political drama, space battles, and mind-bending twists, the stunning visual and auditory experience you'd expect from the Dune franchise, with an IMDb rating of 8.3 out of 10 and available exclusively on HBO Max. When the world falls apart, survival becomes more than just staying alive. It's about fighting for the future. That's the chilling reality in the Eternut, a post-apocalyptic thriller that's as much about survival as it is about the human spirit. The story begins with a deadly snowstorm, but this isn't just any snowstorm. It's a supernatural event that blankets the earth, turning the world into a frozen wasteland and wiping out most of humanity. As the storm rages on, a small group of survivors struggles to stay alive against the deadly cold and terrifying extraterrestrial forces. At the center of the story is Juan Salvo, a brilliant scientist and leader who is determined to find a way to stop the storm and save the human race. But with every step forward, the mysteries of the storm seem to grow darker and more dangerous. The storm isn't just nature's wrath, it's an alien invasion, and Juan's group is in a race against time to stop it. Along the way, Juan's team battles the elements, deciphers ancient alien technology, and confronts the existential question of what it means to survive in a world that may no longer belong to humanity. What makes this series a must-watch? A unique post-apocalyptic story with supernatural and sci-fi twists, an intense survival drama mixed with action and mystery, beautifully shot visuals of a frozen, alien-invaded world, deep themes of humanity, hope, and sacrifice, with an IMDb rating of 7.8 out of 10 and streaming on Netflix.